Welcome to The Circle of Trust, honest insights and proven strategies for predictable law firm growth.
Welcome to The Circle of Trust with Keith Dyer. Keith is the founder of LexGrow and a law firm growth strategist who helps attorneys build scalable systems. I'm Evan Mack, and today we're talking about common traps firms fall into: growing fast but not sustainable. Scaling without the right system can leave your firm overwhelmed, stuck, or even stalled. In this episode, Keith breaks down the difference between the fast growth and smart growth. This is fast growth versus small growth, how to avoid those plateaus. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And I hope you
Awesome,
are.
brother. I'm great, man. It's always good to see you. But Keith, a lot of firms, they get excited, leads are pouring in, but what's the risk in growing so fast without a strong foundation?
Well, in short, it's just really overwhelming your internal staff that's used to handling this many cases, and all of a sudden they're handling, twice as many. That causes a lot of strain on them. And if you aren't prepared to help them, you could create real bottlenecks that will end up making clients unhappy, and therefore having somewhat of the opposite effect that you want to have in terms of the overall growth of the firm. So, I was going to say, you want to make sure that you are probably being coached by someone that's done it before, right? So you can learn from them and avoid your own mistakes. And so I really think that the answer to that is to have coaching or people that have done it that can help you. Folks that understand the breaking points and how to avoid them breaking, right? Making sure you're okay. Well, if you get this many new cases, you need to hire this many new legal assistants or this many new paralegals and this many lawyers, right? To handle that. So you've got to have a growth plan laid out. And I think the best way to do it is with a coach or someone that has done it before that can help you project what you're going to do. So everything needs to be built into a business model that has projected growth and how much you're going to spend and what you think. If you spend this much, how many more cases are you going to get? And then what you need to support that within the firm to make sure that it doesn't create breaking points. Wow. And delays in executing cases. And there's all kinds of other issues too. Cash flow can be an issue especially for personal injury firms. They have to buy the cases with marketing, but they don't get paid on them until they win, right? No fee unless we win. You hear that everywhere, right? So no fee until we win means that you have to front all the costs, the marketing, the salaries, everything until you get paid. So you better have a plan to cover the cost until you get paid. Because if you don't, you're gonna face massive cash flow issues. Now, fixed fee firms don't have to deal with that. They're not contingency fees. So like if you're an estate planning law firm or a family law firm, you get paid half of your money up front and the other half typically you'll get later or whatever is set. So the cash flow is not as much of an issue, but you still need to have the proper internal staff for the growth that you're projecting.
Can you explain the difference between fast growth and smart growth in the law firm world?
Smart growth is doing what I just described,
right?
Knowing that you're going to spend a certain amount of money. Typically it would be, if you're an aggressive growth-minded, smart growth would be a budget between 20 and 30% of your gross revenue.
Okay.
And so that's aggressive growth. Above 30% is probably too much. Too much for your internal systems to be able to catch up with. Too much in terms of your ability to hire in a timely manner. So that's the difference. I think you just got to understand that less than 20% growth is going to be probably not enough to grow the way you want. The sweet spot is between 20 and 30%.
At different revenue stages, like from 6 to 7 figures or from 7 to 8 figures, what needs to shift in terms of systems or even strategies?
Well, the budget changes. Your
Right.
budget will change as the firm grows. So if you're a smaller firm, the majority of your 20% that you're taking out of your gross revenue needs to go to digital and making sure your intake systems are in place properly. And then as the firm gets to more revenue, 3, 5, 7 million, you change in the amount of money that you spend toward branding changes. So you don't spend less on digital, you spend actually a little bit more, but more of your overall budget's going to building the brand, right?
Hmm.
So that's one way. The other, like I said, is you just really need to be. I have law firms, and what we do, we sit down together and we have a spreadsheet that shows where we want to grow over the year, how many people are in the firm, what new people need to be added as the growth goes. So you track that along with your cash flow and along with your marketing budget. And those things are what you look at as you grow in time.
Hmm.
That will
How
help
sh-
you visualize how the firm should be growing and make sure that you have the proper resources and training and staff to handle the additional cases that come through the door. Handle them in a timely manner so you're getting paid on them in a timely manner. And that's, no matter what practice area, the speed, the amount of time on desk is the important piece. You want to reduce it as much as you can. The less amount of time on desk, the better. Time on desk, how long it takes the case to be executed and out the door.
how should a law firm owner balance aggressive marketing with a long-term infrastructure?
I think doing it like I said, just measurement, knowing
Okay.
if you and really having someone that's done it before, as I mentioned, is
Yeah.
huge. Because you could go try it yourself, but you're just going to trial and error, and it's going to really be tough. Fork out the money for a coach or someone that understands how to do this. Invest in the tools, right? So we have spreadsheets that we've built, and also other tools through software that we've built that help firms with this. They can come in and project their cash flow and how many attorneys they're going to need, and paralegals they're going to need, and legal assistants they're going to have to add as the growth of the firm goes up. And I would also make sure that you have, if you're a smaller law firm, invest in a fractional CFO, invest in a fractional COO, invest in a fractional CMO. You could have all of these people on your team helping you with good decisions. And if they're all working together and you act as the coordinator, if you're the owner of the law firm as the CEO, you'll end up putting a really solid plan together based upon, existing success that the coaches have had with other firms and also the mistakes that they've made.
What about mindset? Keith, what mindset shifts do firm leaders need to make if they want to grow intentionally and maybe not reactively?
They need to change the mindset of being a lawyer and into being a CEO. So you own a business. A law firm is a business. It exchanges money for profit. So you have to run it as a business. And that includes having plans for every key aspect of the firm, whether it's marketing, financial, intake, operations. These things all need to be covered and understood, and they need to be working together in unison to have real smart growth.
Hmm. But do you have a story at all, Keith, when a firm hit maybe a plateau, and what changed when they adopted maybe that smarter growth strategy we've been talking about?
Yeah, I've got more than one. One stands out to me though, in that this gentleman decided that he wanted to grow his law firm, and he was very intentional. And he is the kind of guy that will try lots of different things, but he decided after a while of trying that he would go out and get some coaching. And he asked me to assist him in finding the right coach. And the reason why I wasn't the right coach at the time is because I was new to the industry. I was a marketing guy, but I had not niched into the law firm world just yet.
Hmm.
So we went in search of coaches and we found one, and we did exactly what that person told us to do. And his mindset changed to where he didn't try cases anymore. He was still involved in the very big, important cases because he has to be. But he also decided to spend the majority of his time allowing his attorneys to do their jobs and paralegals to do their jobs. And he focused on the overall growth of his law firm as a business. And so we intentionally built a budget. We knew it was a growth budget. And then we tied that to a growth plan, right? And we followed, as we went along, we would make some small alterations and changes to the marketing or to the intake team as we saw fit. We listened to calls. Growth is a process. It's not an event. It's a process that takes place over a long period of time. People underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Wow. They overestimate what they think they can do in 1 year. So understand that, like, it's going to take time. Businesses take time to build, but it's like, have you ever watched, what is it? The Price is Right?
One of my favorite shows.
The wheel at the end?
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get it to go?
Yeah. It's hard to get the dollar too.
Yeah, but once it goes, right, all you have to do is just keep touching it and it keeps going. And that's what a business is like. It's hard to get it going. But once it's moving, it's got its own inertia. And so you need to make sure you know where that inertia is going and you're on top of it and you've got a plan. And as businesses grow, the problems change. The problems that you had when you were a startup are way different than when you've reached 1 million in revenue. And then when you get to 3 to 5 million in revenue, your problems are different than they were when you were at 1, right? And so it's really beneficial and worth the money to have coaches and have experts that are helping you. And the good thing about our world now is with the internet and this explosion of knowledge that everybody has access to, we no longer live in a world of how to do it. We all can find out how to do anything. It's who executes it the best, right?
How do you help firms prioritize what to fix first when everything feels urgent? Like what should they do first?
Intake. Go straight to that intake department. Make sure that the process is laid out. They know they have the right people answering the phones. They've tested this. All the phone numbers are working. They have a plan to audit the phone numbers once a month or once a week or whatever they decide is appropriate. I would say at least twice a month, probably. They've got all that system in place. They're still getting good referrals, and then they start building the marketing on the backside of that to push people into that machine that they built to convert. That's what I would suggest.
So, Keith, for someone listening right now who's growing fast, but they're feeling stretched thin, what's one smart move they can make to get back on track, sir?
Audit that intake department. I don't mean to keep repeating it, but it's it's the one thing that's ignored the most. It's the one thing that's pushed aside the most. And it just makes me, I think it's because it's not viewed as a sales position. It's viewed as an answering the phone position.
Yes.
And you need someone to answer the phone, but immediately, if that person isn't the person to do the sales, which typically as you get bigger, that's not going to be the person. But the process of them answering the phone to get it to the person that is going to convert it, the intake specialist, all that process needs to be laid out very, very clearly.
You said it before, though, but why do you feel that seems to be the case, though? Why do you feel so many firms or so many different places treat this as an answering service as opposed to like kind of the crux of everything that they have to build?
Because in the law firm world, everyone is focused, for the growth-minded firms, everything is about marketing. The mindset in the industry is so much focused, oh, well, he's a great marketer, or they're really great marketers. Look how they've grown the firm. They're marketing. Nobody ever talks about the people that answer the phone, and they do if they're smart, they should. But that's not that's not the predominant tone or message that goes through all of these conferences and things. It's all about the marketing.
Keith, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me today.
Oh, wait a minute. No, pop quiz. Who's the original guy that called Bob Barker? Who's the one that said, come on down? What was his name? Pop quiz.
Man, I have no idea. You stumped me on that, right? I would have no clue.
Roddy.
Oh, yeah. I love that show. It is a good show. It's fun to guess. It's fun to guess the prices. It's just,
I was always like terrible at guessing the prices. By the way, I always went lower. Like some of this stuff is way more expensive than like like a stick of butter, like way more expensive.
Well, I think that's natural because I think they inflate the prices of it. Like it's just so much more exciting when something costs. Wow, it costs way more than I thought it was going to.
I know, man.
The value is perceived to be higher, right?
Absolutely.
I did like the show. I love when was it Bob Barker, Happy Gilmore? They got in a fight with.
That's not. Yes, the only thing we're getting sidetracked, but I don't care. This is great. The only thing I'm sad about with Happy Gilmore 2 that I think it's coming out today. I think the only thing I'm sad about is that he's not alive to be in the sequel. You know what I mean?
He lived a long time though. Didn't live.
I know, man. If they just made the movie just sooner, I wanted him to be back in the film, man.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen him. They should have the other guy to take his place. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that'd be kind of good.
Drew, what's his name?
Yeah, Drew Carey.
He could be in it and get into a fight with him. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh man, it actually would be good, man. Thanks for going down the side quest of Price is Right.
Yeah, man. Glad to do it.
Thank you all for listening to Circle of Trust. If your firm is growing fast, but you're starting to feel the cracks, now's the time to build smarter, not just bigger. Visit LexGrow.com to learn how Keith helps law firms scale with clarity, control, and confidence. And always be sure to leave a review, subscribe if you found this information helpful, and share it with someone that might as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.